Hey guys, it's Brooke, and I had 3 books I had to review before this one, but I'm all sorts of off track, so here is my review for The Battle of the Labyrinth. This book, new favorite, new favorite, new favorite for all of the things. There were so many times in this book where I was like, it just made me really happy or even really sad or really angry. This book, one, I read it in four hours today. Yes, I read it in 4 hours and loved every second of it. I mentioned that my favorite book was The Lightning Thief. I think this ties very evenly with The Lightning Thief, and I can't. Uncle Rick has left me speechless. I usually go about and I talk about the plot, and then I talk about the characters, and then I talk about my thoughts. I can't. So I'll try and do a plot as best I can. Percy, without revealing too much, because I haven't reviewed The Titan's Curse yet, and I was supposed to do that first, but I just read this book, and I'm all sorts of like, I'm in a tizzy right now. There's no way other to describe it. So, Percy has to go on a quest through the labyrinth to prevent Luke and his army from finding and destroying Camp Half-Blood and then going to Olympus and fighting the gods and starting the war. Along the way, so many things happen, and I really want to talk about all of them, so I'm gonna break my whole no spoiler thing because the ending is my favorite part, and then with Pan I cried during the scene with Pan. Grover has been my favorite character. I mean, Percy is sassy as all hell, and I love Percy, love his character. Annabeth really bothered me, but I could relate to her because she's always pining after Luke, and I feel like I want to say any girl, but then again, that is incredibly sexist. So anyone who has been in love or felt someone truly cared for them would understand that you always want the best for someone, and you're always going to believe the best in someone as long as you love them and you feel that connection with them, and you think as long as you're there, nothing bad can happen to them, or if something bad has happened to them, you can make it better or they'll change. And you hear your friends talk about it and it sounds so stupid, and you're like, come on, like, get with the program. They're different, they don't love you, or they're mean, they're not a good person, and you have that incredibly blind faith in them. And it turns to anger and fear and sadness, and Rick Riordan explained that all perfectly, and it felt like Annabeth was that not annoying, but that friend, that blind friend, that you wanted to just shake her and show her, Luke is a bad guy, he's not good, he's going to hurt you, you can't do anything about that, and I know it sucks, but that's how it is. So I think the way Rick Riordan just continues to grow his characters, that you feel this, not attached, attached to them, and you feel that connection, that you just want to, that they annoy you so much because it is so realistic. That is how people really act and portray emotions and express emotions. It's perfect. I loved Rachel Dare. I thought she was great. I thought that interaction between Annabeth and Rachel were like that was the only interaction, or Annabeth reaction towards Rachel until the end. I thought those were a little extreme or caricatured. How jealous girls or a jealous girl responds to another. I thought at some points she could be a little much, but then I remember that Annabeth's fault or fatal flaw is hubris. So she's that kind of took on another shape, that she's not just jealous of Rachel and Percy or what she perceives Percy to like or could possibly like Rachel. It's that it was Annabeth's quest and she didn't want any help, certainly not from a mortal. And so I can kind of understand that. Even Tyson, like you can tell that Tyson is growing up and increased her feelings for Chris and how dedicated she was to him. I thought that was phenomenal. And then the reveal of Daedalus, which I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing incorrectly. And Mrs. O'Leary loved that damn dog. She was great. What else about this book that was just absolutely positively phenomenal? I didn't get bored, which is an important thing. Obviously, I didn't get bored because I'm practicing, I feel like I'm shaking now that I've ended and I need to grab The Last Olympian, but I can't because I have things to study. I have a life that I need to address that I haven't been, so I should probably hop on that. But I tend to get really bored during action scenes and fight scenes. They don't, in movies, in books, they don't attract my attention. I don't like fighting. Not really my thing. I don't even like verbal fighting as a person. I like debating, different, but I don't like arguing and yelling and even less so physical contact. Most superhero movies bore me. I'm surprised Lord of the Rings didn't bore me, but even that sometimes they'll be like, all right, we've been fighting at Minas Tirith for like half an hour. Can we move along, please? But I know they're important to the plot, obviously. But I didn't get bored with all of the action. I didn't get bored in the Labyrinth. It was really good. And I also loved at the end with Mr. Blowfus, or Paul, how he asked Percy permission. Oh, and Calypso. Sorry. Forgot her. And I think that was one of my favorite parts. I love how he portrayed Calypso, because in the Odyssey, she's kind of seen as like a temptress and not necessarily nice as she was in the book. And I loved how Percy, even though he couldn't be with her and he knew that, he admitted that he would be permanently affected by her and she would always be his what if. So I loved, going back to Mr. Blowfus, I loved how Mr. Blowfus asked for Percy's permission, and then Poseidon shows up at his birthday party, and I'm freaking out, because I love Poseidon. I do. I have faith in Poseidon, even when people or the book tries to just put like little snags of doubt, and then Percy has to defeat them. I'm always on Percy's side. I believe in Poseidon. I believe that he's good. I believe that he cares about his children. And the way he was with Tyson, and then the whole, you're my favorite son. Perfect. Absolutely perfect way to end the book. And then the reappearance of Nico. I'm very, very, very intrigued for the next book. But I know I have to be good and study and write essays now instead of finishing. But, I'm so excited. It was so good. Absolutely. I would give this like 10 stars out of 5. Absolutely wonderful book. Quick read, I guess. Please, if you're watching this and you just let me spoil all of it, shame on you. If you skipped, awesome. Congrats. Wonderful. Why aren't you reading this series yet? Stop listening to what I say. Go experience and enjoy these books for yourself, because they are so wonderful and so magical and compelling and just really, really good. Alright guys, I hope that wasn't too all over the place. I'm gonna go and continue my life, and hopefully I will have more videos up really soon. Maybe not a lot in the next 2.5 weeks because I've got finals, but I will be back, I promise. So see you later guys, bye.